Okay, everybody. Good afternoon. Wonderful to see all of you. If you want to sit in, you can. Now, today what I want to focus on is getting some songs learned. Because we have a couple of concerts to prep for. And I realize that I do not have my computer. I need to go grab that. Okay. So, I can connect this. And that's connected. Okay. Just want you to hear this song first. Social butterfly, so very versatile. Anything but dove, with a restlessness, no time to waste. Forget the finer details in my head. Oh, speak my mind, share the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, keep it interesting. Gemini mind, social butterfly, so very versatile. Anything but dull. Gemini and mine. Gemini and mine. I can touch the sky. My imagination runs wild, like my inner child. I tend to change my mind. I'm known for being kind. The need for excitement is my main concern. Everything and anything, a desire to learn. I'll spice up your life with my playfulness and eternal youthful vivaciousness. Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile. Anything but dull. Gemini am I. Gemini and I can touch the sky. Okay, so now that you heard that, song probably several times by now, we're going to get into it today. So, let's see here. This here, that. A board. Once again. Okay. So let's see here. I did not know that that was down there. Okay. So let's get rid of this. Now, with these lyrics, because this concert is going to be in June, and it's going to be the 19th of June, so June 19th. That's when this concert is going to be, so I'll just put that up so that you know to mark that on your calendars, that this concert is June 19th. So that's the Gemini consort. And Abby's consort will be, I'm thinking, the 5th of June. And then the next concert, which is going to be, okay, we have two concerts. Gemini, Abby Lee. Oh, and then the dancing concert with the soloists and everything. That will be on the 12th of June. So, couple of things happening on June 12th. My Gemini clubbists will be working on their famous Gemini, and also going along with that, we're going to have that concert on that day. So, let's see. Now, for Gemini lyrics. Let's see. Okay, so I just want you to hear the first stanza. Okay. These are the very, very first lyrics. I'll write them out very, very small as I usually do. Social, other, line. Let's see. Dull. And then with the restlessness, write these down. Okay, so, I wrote all the lyrics up here so that you can see. And there's obviously not all of the lyrics up there because there's some repeats in the song. Okay, I'm going to sit down on the little chair. So, stand up. So, these are the, lyrics right here. So it's gonna start out with, let's see. So, the song is called Gemini Am I. I just Peachy, Gemini star sign. So, let's see. So, so it's Gemini Am I, social butterfly. And you've ever heard of being called a social, butterfly. Butterfly flits and flies, very light-hearted and child positivity, and it flits and flies from one thing to the next. But it, socially, just like Gemini. So people can be called social butterflies. So that's very true. So very versatile. Versatile can means like if say eggplant was versatile, it can be used in a lot of preparations. Gemini can be used in a lot of different settings and scenarios, and it's pretty much open to anything that stimulates it. So, anything but dull. It's very, very interesting, very fascinated, very curious about people and things. So really fun and entertaining, and very humorous as well. All of those don't make dull qualities. So with the restlessness, very restless, always reading, always, speaking, doing something because it needs a stimulant. It needs something to stimulate it. And it's so fascinating. It's cool. It's just like the child with no off button. So restlessness, like you can't sit down and for in a space for a very, very long time on the move. And then no time to waste. No time to waste. Because it wants to make the most of the time, and it doesn't like to waste time. It always needs to keep moving, keep doing something. So forget the finer details of my taste. Now, this really differs from Mercury's other sun sign, which is Virgo, which, as you know, is all about the details. And also, looks more in a big picture because it's a child. It doesn't really look at those types of things because it's moving from fast. Because it starts something, goes to something else. It is not a follow through sign. Let's see. So I love to speak my mind. Obviously, speaking, talking, communicating, showing information. And also, getting, relationships. I'm known for being kind because Geminis are very, very kind, very socially attractive people, as you all know. Let's see. Um, so, um, so, let's see. or rather also besides listen, do or read and study anything. Keep it interesting. The whole thing about Gemini is not to be bored, which is the opposite of interesting. So then the Gemini, my social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull, repeats the second time. Let's see. So I can touch the sky. I can touch the sky with the limits that the Gemini is going. How much it's learning, much it's talking, taking on, thinking. So my imagination runs wild. It has these wild, crazy, thinking all the time about anything and everything, really. So imagination, like my own child, because it's a very childlike sign. So let's see here. So like my inner child, tend to change my mind. Let's see. Tend to change my mind. So Geminis are not a follow-through sign. They have an idea, then they do another idea, and so forth. So let's see here. So the need for excitement is my main concern. The need for fun, the need for interest and stimulation, and it's fascinated by everything and anything, and it has a desire to learn. It wants to learn. It's like the child asking about this and that. I'll spice up your life with my playfulness. Geminis are very playful with how entertaining and fun and funny they are. And so, very vivacious, very, having a big personality, obviously. I mean, you really go get them, very fun and positive and out there and all those things. Let's see here. So, that's it. That's all the lyrics explained, okay? And I think now we're going to go on to learn a little bit of the song. So it in rhythm, it's going to sound like Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. So on dull you hold it a little, dull. So that's how it's going to sound in rhythm. So say that in rhythm. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we're going to sing it. So sing it with me. Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile. What is it? So very versatile. Anything but dull. So just hear it. Just hear what it sounds like. I might be wrong. Social butterfly, so very versatile. Anything but dull. Okay, that's the first. So Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile. So it's Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile. Anything but dull. It's gonna be dull on that. So try to sing that verse. Okay, wonderful. So then we're gonna be moving on. With a restlessness, no time to waste. Forget the finer details in my head. So in rhythm, it's gonna sound like with the restlessness, no time to waste. So it's gonna be waste on that. Forget the final details in my haste. That haste is for kind of a long time. So in singing, it's gonna sound like, with a restlessness, no time to waste. Forget the final details. So on details, you go down details and my haste. So I want you to try singing it. Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next verse. So, it says, in rhythm, it's gonna sound like, love to speak my mind, show the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, keep it interesting. That's how it is, so interesting. Okay, so that's how it sounds like in rhythm. So, love to speak my mind, show the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, keep it interesting. And as you're going through, hear it in your mind as well. So try that. Try to speak that in rhythm. Okay. Now in melody, it's going to sound like, love to speak my mind, show the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, keep it interesting. So listen to how it sounds in the how it sounds when you hear it through the song. Speak my mind, share the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything. So, love to speak my mind, love to speak my mind, love to speak my mind. That's how it's gonna be. Show the knowledge I find, show the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, I'll listen to everything. Keep it interesting. So I'm gonna do it and then you're gonna do it. Love to speak my mind, share the knowledge I find. I'll listen to everything, keep it interesting. Sing it exactly how I sung it. Moving on. So, So then you're going to repeat the Gemini and I social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very so very versatile, anything but dull. Kind of add that kind of jazzy, 1920s type filters to kind of make like a kind of a slide. So just heal it and then do it. So on that first Gemini, it's gonna be Gemini, social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. And then the second one's gonna be Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. That's how it's gonna sound. So remember the difference when you sing it between the first one and then the second one. Try that second one. Okay. And in rhythm it's gonna sound like Gemini am I, social so it's gonna be Gemini am I. It's not gonna be Gemini am I, social butterfly. That's not how it's gonna be. It's Gemini am I, social butterfly. So there's a bit of syncopation between Gemini and then social. Okay? So remember that. So Gemini am I, social butterfly, so very versatile, anything but dull. So try that, speaking it in rhythm. Okay, moving on. So it's going to be, so I just want you to hear this next stanza. Anything but dull, Gemini am I, Gemini am I. So it's gonna be, so in rhythm it's gonna sound like so speaking, Gemini am I. It's gonna be like an ahi sound, like ahi. Like say ahi. Wonderful. So ahi. Say I and then he. I-H-E-E. So Gemini am I, but no, but don't pronounce that H. Like don't ahi, like don't do that. But Gemini Anna am I, Gemini am I can touch the sky. So that's how it's gonna be. So it's kind of a smooth, jazzy sort of rhythm that you want to get into. So, Gemini am I. So just say like you're saying I, like like in a Cockney accent, or like those creatures that you've heard before, those black cat, wolf, dog creatures that are under your bed with red, devil eyes, in Halloween. Eye in your shed, think of that. Eye in your shed. So remember, I, O-I-E, I, or I, and I'm speaking Cockney accent or something. But you get it. So, those are the little details I can make away. So Gemini, M-I-E, Gemini, so Gemini, Gemini. But instead of saying a hi, it's going to be Gemini. So I, that with them. So then Gemini, am I can touch the sky. So say I really make it slow it down first and foremost. Secondly, I put an I and then an E sound after it. I can touch the sky. Okay, so I can touch the sky or sky. So sky. So just do sky. So do that in that rhythm. Okay? So try it. Okay. Melody is gonna sound like Gemini, M-I-E, Gemini, M-I-E, I can touch the sky. That's what it's gonna sound like, so do it. Moving on. So I just want you to hear this next part, this next stanza here. There's a little bit of a music break.
My imagination runs wild, like my inner child. I tend to change my mind. I'm known for the
So let's hear that beginning part.
my imagination runs wild.
So my imagination runs wild. So it's gonna be my imagination was there. Okay. My imagination runs wild. My imagination runs wild. Say that. Okay. Like my inner child. Like my inner child. Do that. Okay. Then I tend to change my mind.